Our mission is to get people back into housing and back into the community, living as independently as possible. The vision for Community Central was to take our existing community kitchen and try to turn it into something that could actually be a game changer in the lives of the people that are coming for those meals.
We know many people leave after they eat, and we've asked them what they do, and they've told us that they walk around the streets. So the goal is to really have a place for people to go during the day, a warm environment that offers employment services, housing services, outreach services, and a place for socialization.
My background is kind of rough. My mother was an alcoholic, which led to being taken away from my mom and going into the foster care system. I saw things backwards. And a lot of things did not work for me. My out was in a bottle. I started drinking. I became an alcoholic. Being 58 years old, I'm not proud of myself. I'm a work in progress, and I'm still making every effort possible to do better each day. It's not just the soup kitchen, it's more than that. They need to have it open more so people can have a place to go to sit down, get their thoughts together. Lifting Up Westchester it's one of the best things that happened for me. No matter how many times I mess up, they're always there to help.
Only about 20% of the people that are coming to the community kitchen are actually homeless. Many of the rest of them are just either food insecure or have other financial challenges such that this free meal significantly assists their budget.
I come to the soup kitchen because I'm upstairs, so it's easy for me to get breakfast, lunch. It gives you a place to stay. You're warm, you're not gonna be wet, you're not gonna be walking, you got something to do, you got food, so you're covered. I feel like I'm at home, after so many times coming here. You know everybody, you know the workers, they're friendly. It's like being at home.
Having this Community Central really just opens doors for networking, for socialization, and it really can, just help somebody's mental well-being.
I had a very, very good upbringing, college education, started my own company and was successful. I started to make some very poor decisions. I broke the law, went to prison. I get out, I realize I don't have a place to stay. The bank is foreclosed on my home. Finding work as a 50-plus-year-old ex-convict is not the easiest thing to do.
COVID has hit us very, very hard. And it has basically allowed a lot of our participants that have even owned businesses before, that have worked full-time, to lose their jobs, and they're seeking help.
A few years ago, we launched a pilot employment program in our shelters with employment specialists to work with people from the moment they arrived in shelter and coach them into employment, and then to stay with them post-employment to make sure that they were successful in those jobs. Job Central is really an expansion on that initial success. That is one of the ways to fight poverty and to ensure ongoing housing for the long term for our clients.
It's equivalent to someone being in a hole and you have a ladder. I see our effort is putting the ladder in that hole, holding it to make sure it's steady so a person could climb up the ladder and help themselves get out.
I had big self-esteem issues. I still struggle with that. Both my parents died of AIDS. Just remembering when I was 12 years old, sleeping on the subway, sleeping on the rooftops of New York City, and just wanting somebody to see me. When I was released from prison, I had absolutely nothing. No clothes, I had no money for transportation, even the bare necessities. Nobody from the staff of Lifting Up Westchester makes you want to feel less than you already are. After about 6 months in the program, I was finally able to go and look at places. When I first moved into my place, my caseworker said, call me every week. And I continue to come back because that support and that accountability is so vital to anyone's success.
I was a mover. I'm the driver. I came in after picking up a load. I just pulled into the yard and I just fell asleep. I woke up in the hospital. They told me I was in a coma. They told me I was having a heart attack and a stroke. I went home and I started getting abused by my girlfriend. I came here and trying to make a change. trying to make it better. They're helping me, set my goals, help me achieve my goals.
I joined the Navy. I was on a guided missile destroyer. Then after that, I went to school for refrigeration and air conditioning. And then after that, I became a serviceman at Carvel, my girlfriend, that we shared the apartment, rent-wise and everything, passed away. And then I kept getting increases. I couldn't afford it. I worked in a deli, cooking, the cash register, the lottery machine. And when I want to get a part-time doing the same thing. Not full-time. I'm 69 years old. I always carry my own weight, and I always manage to survive.
Ultimately, giving people a job allows them to advance their own financial health and well-being in a way that none of those other interventions do. And it often creates a path to longer-term success, not just for them, but for their families and their children.
We need resources to be focused there so that the kids have an opportunity to move forward in life and not rely on the government or work 2 jobs to pay for the bills. We want them to know that they're worth more and the possibilities of what all these jobs provide for you.
My goal, I want to become a tattoo artist. I want to get into art. I started drawing since I was like 6 when I got taken from my parents. When I was in a foster system, I was bullied a lot for being a foster kid. I'm not good when it comes to speaking up for myself. This place definitely saved my life because I was in a really depressive state where I didn't feel like I was worthy of living in. The workers here, they made sure that I was all right and made sure that I was happy and always asked me how I was doing and how my day was going. Sometimes stuff like that helps because it shows you that they care about you. They treat you better.
Individuals do not deserve to live in a shelter. They should not be getting their regular meals at a community kitchen. Both of these centers are really focused on the idea of what would it take so that these folks could leave these institutions and be living independently in the community.
I think the community at large has to realize that there is very limited institutional funding for these kind of efforts. If it's not done by the community suffers.
You're concerned if you don't like the crime, if you don't like the poverty, if you don't like the homelessness in your community, then definitely support Lifting Up Westchester because it is a program that works.
I really take a lot of pride and enjoyment in hearing when our staff report to us that they found someone a job or that someone moved into their own housing or that they made a connection that really changed a client's life. And when you see the tremendous change that you can make in someone's life, you realize that one life at a time, it really does make a difference.